You hear that the Pharaoh's curse might be the cure to cancer. It's actually huge. I've heard that that's kind of an exaggerated load of barnacles. What I've heard is that the fungus destroys cancer cells, but also tons and tons of healthy cells. Like, more so than what chemo currently does. So it's not exactly more effective than chemo. I think the idea is it's so new that maybe there is more you can do with it. But as of right now, it's not like it's out there curing it. But it is cool. Like, it is cool.
Now, talking of previous ages, it was once believed that the remains of the ancient pharaohs, carefully swaddled in strips of cloth and encased in embellished tombs, would unleash a deadly curse upon whoever dared to disturb them. But scientists today say that a fatal fungus within them, which struck dead several archaeologists at the turn of the century, could now be a miracle
Sweet, thanks, Justice. And I haven't checked in on Deadlock in a while.
I'm joined by Professor Elaine Bignell, Professor of Medical Mycology at the University of Exeter, specialising
mycology
in
is the study of fungus.
Pathogen research, which sounds
in case you didn't know.
Professor Bignell, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Can I ask you, first of all, is there some sense that this could be the next penicillin we're talking about here?
Well, good evening, Andrew, and thanks very much for featuring this topic.
Someone just made a really interesting point in the chat that I didn't consider. Major advantage would be fungus can be genetically modified. Chemo doesn't have that. That is a really good point. I'm assuming that's why this is such a big deal that I didn't even consider. Is that kind of like the big meat and potatoes of why this is so huge? Because the thing is, a lot of things kill cancer cells. Like, you can fucking kill cancer cells with alcohol, right? But drinking whiskey is not the cure to cancer. And you see those kind of headlines pop up all the time. So I kind of wrote this one off as not being as huge, but that's a really good point.
Any discovery of a bioactive molecule produced by a microorganism, in this case a fungus, that has a demonstrated useful purpose in human medicine is essentially a new penicillin, if you like, in terms of the magnitude of that discovery. So in the past, a lot of these discoveries were serendipitous, but now technology allows us to look at fungal genomes and the products that they produce and try to trace those with much more dexterity and accuracy than we ever could before.
Fascinating. And to be clear, these are tiny pieces of fungus which were wrapped around the dead pharaoh way back at sort of 3000 BC or whenever it was when they were put into their caskets and have been revealed again in the
I've never
modern
even
world,
heard of the music, Raven, but I hope it's good.
Everywhere else in the interim, yes?
Well, these fungi have always been around us, Andrew, and actually they cause immense problems spoiling crops in the present day. The theory is that the cereals that were placed into the graves as grave goods harbored fungi that were degrading those cereals, and those fungi are able, as we know, to produce very, very potent toxins. So the fungus that has been implicated in the Tutankhamun story is a fungus that produces one of the most toxic small chemicals known to man, and this we know can be deadly. Was likely deadly in that case.
This is the pharaoh's curse that sort of whacked down people who first opened the tombs. Now that we know that it has this very, very useful potential in medicine, what kind of diseases might it be used for? What kind of remedies will it provide?
Okay, so
sounds like the Last of Us plot.
This particular small molecule that has recently been identified, which is called an asparagimycin. The scientists have discovered that this is able to stop immune cells from dividing. So it could be a very important intervention in tumour formation and expansion. But we don't really know, in many instances, why fungi harbour these small molecules that are highly active. So what advantage they deliver to the fungus is often unknown. Of course, when penicillin was discovered, we knew that it was bioactive in terms of preventing bacteria from growing. But that was an accidental discovery in a petri dish. Unlocking the secrets of fungi in the current day it includes an awful lot of detective work. That means looking at what the fungal species is, when it produces the toxin and what the problem's going to be.
Yeah. A lot to discover in the future. Well, let's just hope that Tutankhamun can save us from terrible things in the here and now. That would be a wonderful thing to think. Professor Bignell,
that would be very cool. That would be very cool for sure. Again, I'm a little weary of how effective it will be or where the research even goes, because these kind of headlines pop up like 50 times a year for as long as I can remember. And it seems like almost every single time it's a dead end, but hey man, here's hoping.